I'll tell you very simply. One is taking inspiration from my own father, have a very sharp sense of security. I think that's something that I'm very, very clear on, that yes, you can't be playing around with money. You have to make sure that your foundation is set and the basics are done right. But then have a portion of it cut out right for you where you can play around and grow or create wealth in the long run, right? So like you asked me, how do I think about personal finance and how my journey has been? In the early years, it was a lot more about security, right?
Got it.
And as my income grew, the way I mentally saw it, right? Whenever I changed jobs or whenever I got a bonus or whenever I got an extra disposable income in my mind. So if I was getting 10,000 rupees, let's say, and I got a 1,000 rupees extra, for me it's like, Apoorv, why do you care about this 1,000? You didn't have it until yesterday.
Yeah.
So why don't you go and play around with this? See what's possible. Try it for a couple of months. Mentally, then you're stabilized. Okay, now my new salary is 11,000 rupees. Now that's the safe one. Now the next delta I get, I'll play around with that. See, when you start earning as a person for the first time, right, in your life, you obviously, one thing is money is new, you start spending. And then you realize I have to start saving. So you go through that curve cycle when you know that, I've played around, but I have to save some. And then I start thinking risk,
Got
right?
it.
I also think a lot of influence comes from peers. It's a funny story. I was in a cubicle that I used to sit with 4 other people, and I was in a job in Bombay. Bombay being Bombay, I think that also played a role. All the 3 others around me, in the just before the market closing hours, they would block their meeting calendar, and all 3 of them would actually trade.
Oh.
So that is the story of how I got exposed to equity. And I used to be the 4th guy sitting in the corner. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? I'm so scared seeing money move around left, right, and center. Like, what's going on? I hadn't seen money move in a day's time, right?
Got it.
So I got exposed to that. And obviously I couldn't do that because I had no idea about day trades. I wasn't part of these WhatsApp groups, networks. So it was the safest bets of equity that I would start with. Like somebody would say, buy Tata. Buy Reliance, right? It's the favorite blue chip stocks that everybody buys, and I would spend 2,000 rupees just blocking that. Having that safety thing, still checking the stock price every day in the morning. Yaar, ye Tata ka gira to nahi, kya hua? Things like that, right? And seeing that blue chip sustain over while, building confidence that okay, this risk category is not that risky.
Investments in debt securities are subject to risks. Read all the offer-related documents carefully.